Hello.
Yeah, sir.
What do you learn from this? MP 1, 2, 3. There should not be additional jar files,
Oh,
and should not be one jar file should not be in two libraries. It's more conflict in Spring Hibernate. Only the concerning jar file should be there, not more than, not less than. Right? So that we have to make sure.
okay.
See, already created one application, right? So developing an application is not only the part of this Spring Hibernate. This a big problem is only arranging the proper jar files. Even one jar file can create a big problem. Understand? So here we are just attaching the related only Hibernate jar files. See, these are the normal jar file which we started earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 jar files. That's it. And the Spring jar files. And OJDBC I have used separately, right? So automatically, see, there is no coding problem, right? If you observe inside the program, there is no coding problem, but still there is a big error which is not even catchable, right? So complete jar conflict. So this way you have to handle. So you have to practice a lot to understand these kind of problems. Is it clear? So what is exactly happening? Let us see now. In this application, we are asking Spring to create the all objects, right? So what exactly our object in our DAO, we need inside the DAO, we need the Hibernate, right? Inside our DAO class, we need Hibernate to save the data. Okay. In our previous program, what we did, we created session factory in the client program, and using the session factory, session, the open session, and we have saved the session, right? Done. But now we are not creating any session factory. Simply we are asking, hello, we are asking Spring to create a session factory, and that session factory object will be given to employee DAO. That is the concept of this program, guys. So Spring will create a session factory. Okay, the session factory object we are going to use, that is Hibernate template. It's a predefined template. So what does it mean? What is the template is doing here? So template means even you no need to worry about opening session, closing session, maintaining our transaction commit and rollback. Everything is done by the template. Simply you have to invoke the method of template, that is save method, and you put your object. This is more advanced than our normal program what we have seen in normal Hibernate. In there we have created our what do you call sessions and sessions, open sessions, right? All these things we have taken. Here you see only one line of code we are writing. We are using template.save, which will automatically open the session and it will pursue the object. That is a process done by the Hibernate template here, right? So Hibernate template is predefined. I'm not coming to office. Vivek,
That's for Chandra, sir.
sorry.
I messaged it to Chandra.
Okay, okay. So I'm just see inside that DAO class, which actually dealing with directed databases, we need Hibernate template to generate here. So Hibernate template is a class to which we need to create object with the session factory. Who will do that job? So that is taken the responsibility of creating session factory and injecting to the DAO class, that is by the Spring framework. You see, Spring framework is creating first session factory. See, it is providing a predefined class for ORM. Okay, Spring is providing a ORM class, right? On which we have to fill up some properties called data source property and mapping resources property. You know what is data source? Data source means we have to create subbean. This is the main bean session factory we are creating, but session factory required two sub properties. One is data source property and one is mapping resources. You know what is data source? Data source means what? The configurations of the database. We need to specify. 1 minute. Right. So as we already know that when the Spring is creating one subbean, what we need to do? We need to create a subbean, and that ID of that subbean has to be referred using ref tag into the main bean, right? We have to use injection. This is called a setter injection, ref tag. If it is a another object, then we use ref tag to inject that object into the current object, right? If it is normal property, we use value. But it is not normal property. Data source is another bean we are creating. Okay. So to create data source, there is another class is provided by Spring. Okay. That is basic data source class, which again contains some properties. Driver class, which you are going to use, type 4, type 3, type 4. Okay. And URL, what kind of URL you are giving, and username, password. Do you remember we already filled these properties in XML, right? And Hibernate we have specified. Here Spring is providing this class to create data source. Under that we need to fill up some properties, and you fill the properties. Then the data source is first created. This data source is being used into the data source property of the session factory. Now another property, that is mapping resources. Mapping resources, you already know that. What is the mapping resources? Here I am using employee.hbm.xml. So this XML Hibernate mapping XML file we need to specify here. Is it clear? And the normal properties which we require for session factory is the dialect, the HBM to DDL property. Okay, these are the common properties we need to specify under the session factory creation bean. Then you close it, right? So finally we got the session factory, and this session factory has to be injected to the DAO class. You see, in the DAO class, employee DAO class, there is a property. In employee DAO class, there is a Hibernate template property to which we need to insert a session factory, right? So if you observe here, in the Hibernate DAO class, there is a session factory. Okay, we need to inject. So we are using ref tag and we are injecting the session factory to the property of that. Then automatically you get the session factory to the Hibernate template, and using that Hibernate template object you can use the methods and you can save the data. If you want to do whatever the operation, you can only do using the Hibernate template. So that's why we are able to create our table here. Is it clear, guys? This is normal Hibernate mapping, and this is application context, and this is employee. If you don't want Hibernate mapping, you can directly insert your annotations here at entity and all, right? You can convert into annotations at entity and at the ID. That's it, guys. Is it clear? Any doubts here?
No, sir.
Right. So this is Spring and Hibernate integration, guys. One thing you have to keep in remember that only one XML file we have to create. Okay, that file name, anything you can give, but make sure that here you have to specify the file name. In the client page, you have to specify the file name, right? And client is calling the DAO method by preparing object, whatever the object you require. The client is calling the object and calling the DAO method save Spring framework. Understand? So this is the sequence of the execution, guys. Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right. And one more thing I have explained. And now you can see, guys, there is another MVC application which I have prepared. See, there is a business tier, there is a book entity, book manager, right? And persistence is a service layer like DAO, right? Whatever we discussed like DAO, it's a service layer. We named it as what? Service layer. And this is controller, servlet. This is a connection object. Understand? This is a connection object. And how exactly it is being operated, you see. So we are going to use this object, book object. We are going to save and we are going to deal with this book object like our customer. Remember our customer object, customer class? This is like our book object which contains ISBN number, title, author and the price, guys. There is a manager class. There is a manager layer. There is a book service layer. There is a controller. This is a connection. Okay, connection we already know about it. We are getting the connection from that. Okay, and we'll forget it. See, 1, 2, 3, 3 layers are there. Manager layer, service layer and controller layer. Is it clear, guys? Manager layer, controller layer, service layer. What does it mean? Like we already seen in our previous example, there is a DAO. What do you mean by DAO? This is like a service. See, if you see here, there are a lot of methods. What are the methods? Whatever the requirements you have, you write all the methods inside this service, guys. For example, insert book method is there and write the logic for insert book. Okay. Update book is there. Delete book is there. Get book is there. Get all books is there. If you remember our application, customer application, get customer, get all customers, insert customer, update customer, delete customer. Okay, na?
Yes.
Right. But the difference between that application and this application is it is purely maintained by Spring framework. Spring MVC framework. It is Spring MVC framework based application, web application. That is normal servlet and JSP application. That is the difference between these two applications, right? Understand, guys? So what the service layer is doing, service layer directly interact with the database. It contains whole JDBC code. Service layer contains what? Whole JDBC code. Understand? This is the database. This is the database. and in front of database there is a layer which is called as DAO layer, or you can call it as service layer. DAO, or you can call it as service. Data access objects, it contains all methods. It contains what? All methods as per your requirement. What do you want to do? Store, retrieve, one by one, all. You write all the methods, and these methods will interact with the database, guys. Understand my point? And before that, there is another layer called business layer or manager layer. You can call it as business layer or manager layer. Understand? Which also contains methods. Yeah? So this interacts the DAO methods and get the appropriate response from that back. Right? Right. Then before that we have controllers, servlets. For each operation there will be a separate controller called servlet. This is most important, guys. This is a standard architecture for developing a web application. Okay. They are controllers. Right? So whenever client make a request, the request goes to corresponding controller. Controller will receive the request and it will dispatch the work to corresponding manager class, manager method. These are the clients. Understand? Hello?
Yes, sir.
This is the actual MVC 3-tier architecture. It is called as MVC 3-tier architecture, guys. Layered architecture, anything you can call it. 3-tier architecture or layered architecture.
Hello? Is there anyone in the class?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So could you able to hear Pasha's voice?
I think he went
No,
offline.
no. I think he lost his connection.
Is there Srujan in the call? Srujan, are you there in the call?
Yeah, yes.
I need to upload the video. I'll upload it today. I kept on forgetting that.
Yeah. I got it. Someone uploaded.
Okay, cool.
Hello?
Yes, Pasha.
We lost power suddenly.
No, no problem.
So, right. So there are 3 layers we created. The diagram is gone, right? So why the manager layer is created in between the DAO and controller? Can anybody tell me what could be the reason, guys? DAO means what? It's talking directly to the database, right? The
Yeah,
DAO
it's a
layer
data
is nothing
accessing
but
object.
data accessing object which consists of JDBC code. So only JDBC code will be there, like inserting. It receives one method will receive object and it will persist the data into the database. One method will receive an ID and based on that ID it will pick the data from the database and give back to the caller, right? So similarly, every method will perform its own job, guys. If you observe here, service, that is can you give me the presenter? I think I need
Someone who
presenter.
has the organizer role should able to give you
Vivek
Chandra or
or Chandra, give me presenter. Right click on my name and just say presenter. Thank you. Right. See guys, in the DAO layer is nothing but service layer, both are same. I have placed one annotation called at component. So when you place, see in Spring MVC for the controller, what we used to give the annotation at controller. Remember at controller, right? Okay, now.
yeah.
Yeah. Similarly, the controller stage annotation is controller is a super, and the service stage controller is called either you can write component or you can write at service. This is also possible. Either you can write at service, okay, or you can write at a component, right, guys? So any annotation you can use it here, right? So betterly for DAO, the annotation at service is preferred. Control Shift O. Right, Control Shift O, service layer. See, this is the service layer, right? See, Spring Framework provided service annotation. We have to use here. For service layer, service annotation. For controller layer, we have to use at controller annotation. Manager, we can use component. For the manager, sorry, it is. For the manager, we use component. This is the actual process of annotation series. For service, we use at service. For manager, we use at component. For controller, we use at controller, guys. So what happens then? As we already know that the Spring container can understand all these annotations and it can directly perform the auto-wired system. Auto-wiring what? So we no need to create objects. See, as you generally what you are doing in manager, in controller you are calling which method? Manager methods, right? From the controller you are calling which methods?
Manager methods.
See, manager methods, no? Manager dot get book, right? So generally if you are not using Spring, you will create object for the manager, no? Manager is equals to manager, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Then
why
you
do
will
we need
call.
to use manager first of all? I mean, like, why can't I directly query DVO and get that information?
That's what I'm asking. Anyone can tell me if you know that.
Um,
Can you guess why?
because we cannot.
See, actually, business logic is written in Java code, right? There
Right.
should be a Java class where you write the business logic, business requirement. Business requirement means what? See, suppose a person details you are storing or salary details you are storing. So storage of database is DAO layer, which receives the person details and just it will store the data whatever is coming from the caller, right? Whoever is the caller, it doesn't matter for DAO. Understand? It will receive the data and it will just store the data. It does not perform any action on the data. Do you agree? Hello?
Can you repeat it again? It does not. It does perform an action on data, right? It will retrieve the data.
See, what I'm telling is, suppose I need to store my information, salary information, and my whole data. For example, one employee data, it has to be given. So DAO layer will receive the data in a form of object. DAO layer, service layer, will receive the data in a form of object and insert into the database. Right? Its job is what? Whatever the data object it is given, and it will just insert that particular object. Is it or not?
Yeah.
It will not make any modification inside that object, right?
Yeah.
What is its job? It's a specific job. Just whatever is been given, just take it and insert it. And whatever the ID or whatever the data is given, just take it and update it. Whatever the ID is given, based on that ID, it will get the data, irrespective of what kind of data is picking. Understand? Suppose if you want to filter some data on the query, okay, it will not filter. It will just simply pick all the data which belongs to this particular ID. You got my point? What I mean to get all the data? Name, salary, age, okay, whatever you have, title, author, price, everything, right? It will get and give it back. Suppose if you don't expose this price to the display, then it will not accept this, right? It will just do its own job. It will pick all the data and give back to the caller. It's job of book manager whether you want to give the data of price back to the client or not. If you don't want to expose the data of price, you just write some code in the business logic here, and except price, you send back all the data what you receive from the DAO layer. That is a job of business. Suppose in future you are adding some bonus to the employees, guys. So after receiving the data from the employees, you have to add some bonus percentage, okay, and then you save the data into the database. You got my point? Or you are getting the data from the salary and all from the database, and it's displaying to the client. But before going to the client, you have to add some bonus to the salary, right? You cannot display as it is whatever you are getting from the database. Now is it clear what I am telling? Where you will add that salary operation? Bonus operation. In DAO layer you will add?
No.
It's a business rule, right? So you will add in business layer. You make the modification in business layer, not in the DAO layer.
That should be the service layer, right?
A service layer is what? It's getting the data whatever you are making a request. Understand? Whatever the data is in database, it will pick and give it to you. It will not add anything. Whatever the requirements you have, you make in your business logic, not in the service layer.
Okay.
Understand my point?
Yeah.
See, today this is the requirement, tomorrow some different requirement will be there. So every time you will make the changes in service layer. It should be common, right? It should not be according to your requirement, because this service layer can be used by any of the different business layers, not only your business layer, right? This service in future, suppose if you want to make changes, assume that if you want to make changes from JDBC to Hibernate here. Now what code you are using here, JDBC or Hibernate? It's a JDBC, no?
Yeah.
In your application, you want to switch to the Hibernate, then do you need to make any changes for your controller and business? Only the service layer has to be changed, right? Without affecting to the business and the controller. Is it or not?
Yes.
Similarly, whatever the changes you want to make, a particular layer will be affected irrespective of other layers. That is the main intention of this 3-tier architecture or layered architecture. Understand, guys? So suppose tomorrow you are not using web application, you are using client normal application. So servlet will not be there, controller will not be there. So the business layer and DAO layer still exist same, right? Anyone can create forms and they can call the same business layer. The same flow will be executed, right?
Yeah, correct.
That is the main intention of this. Understand? Chandra?
Yeah, yeah, understood.
Srujan?
Yes, sir.
Vivek? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Right? Okay. So this way we have to develop our application with different layers, controller layer and this. And what I told earlier, that when you are calling from the controller the business layer method, then you have to create object yourself. But when you are using Spring, don't create any objects, right? So how we'll create object? Just put the business layer reference variable, declare it, and just say auto void. You know what happens when you use auto void, right? Auto void means automatically Spring will create object for the business manager, inject to you, right? Is it or not? That is advantage if you are using Spring. Then use the manager.getBook and you call the method of manager classes. Then manager class getBook method will do what? In the book manager there is a getBook, getBook. Here it is not getting the data. It is calling another method of service, right? So you just create one more object for the book service and you say auto void. Don't say new book service, auto void. So who will create object for the book service? Spring will create object for the book service. Is it or not? And it will inject. Then you can use service.insertBook, service.getBook, service.updateBook. Understand, guys? So that's what will happen here. Auto void annotation will automatically inject the corresponding objects here. And service will call the business DO methods. It will perform the work. This is the Spring MVC flow of application, guys. And now what is your job is, I will send this application and both applications, Spring Hibernate integration and this one, you just apply Hibernate code inside this service. Remove JDBC code and add the Hibernate code. Will you do it?
Yeah.
Remove the JDBC code and try to add Hibernate code. Try to implement Hibernate code. That is your task. It's finished, guys. And okay, let's do one thing. We'll have one more session tomorrow. If any clarification you require, you can make it clear tomorrow. Okay, I'll come tomorrow also, and also work on it. If you have any queries, you can ask me tomorrow. Right? You go through all these concepts. Yeah, same 8 o'clock. I'll come.
Okay.
8 a.m. IST. Okay. Just go through first this video and all these things. Try to understand the layered architecture. That is most important. And I will send these two projects. You integrate both of them together. Right? You just have an idea by using Spring Hibernate integration and take that idea and implement into the library MVC. That's it. Then it will become automatically Spring Hibernate integration MVC project. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Try to do it.
Can you also send the yesterday's project too?
Can we?
Yesterday's project, I think you forgot to send the yesterday's project.
Yesterday's project what?
The relationship.
Can you repeat again?
Relationships, many to one.
One to one, one to many. Yeah, what?
Yeah, can you send
have
the
doubt?
projects?
I sent it, no?
No, sir, I think you forgot.
Oh, I'm very sorry. Today anyhow I will send. Just go through all. No problem. I didn't send yesterday.
No, sir.
Oh, sorry. You would have placed a mail. Right, no problem. I will send it. Okay, Praveen.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Go
Yes,
through
ma'am.
and try to finish this task. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have another discussion tomorrow. No problem. Right? If you have any more queries, we'll see tomorrow. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
And any previous doubts also you have, you can just prepare it and you can ask tomorrow. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, guys.